welcome back to our channel. My name is Shay. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari.
I am Tyler, part-time seller on Mercari, eBay, Poshmark.
And today's video is going to be a reseller recap.
Yes.
So we are doing pre-recording, so unfortunately Tyler does not have a new t-shirt.
I mean, I do have new t-shirts. We're
on the same day.
5 minutes from the last video.
Yeah, so if you guys enjoy those will be back next week. But let's just move straight into the reseller recap, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, there's some good drama.
Yeah. Oh, there's that.
Bad drama.
So to start with goals. So we told you guys in one of our most recent lives that we were going to be honest with you about numbers. Now, we have been telling you that we have not been doing well for January, and we are going to prove that. So our goal, as you guys know, was to make $205 per day every day. Yes. So that would have come out to $6,355 for the month of January.
Yes. She just wants to beat me for my salary for the year.
Yeah, and it's not looking good, guys. So I'm going to need all of the sales vibes, all that stuff. Leave it in the comments. I'm going to need help.
Should I be happy about that or upset about that? Because I win, but then also we have less money.
So make your choices wisely. So what we ended up making was $4,374 for the month, which came out to about $141 a day. That breaks down to $2,126 on Poshmark and $2,087 on eBay.
And then $161 on Mercari.
Yes. So first of all, there's a few things that we think worked against us here. eBay,
we're in a bit of a fight.
We're in a fight. Yeah, we're in a fight. We're going to talk a little bit more about our fight with eBay. But essentially, there's been a lot of returns. We've had our first item not as described. We have a defect that we don't feel is deserved. All of that we're going to be discussing. But yeah, there's been a lot of things. Also, I did slow down on listing at the end of January, or at the end of December, which I think affected the beginning of January for me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. I mean, I'm listing consistently now. I'm listing more than I normally do. I'm listing great items, I think.
I think so. I mean, you're selling stuff. I think it's a matter of getting eBay to forgive you. Yeah. Is what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, so eBay, please help. But leave us all of those positive sale vibes because I need to beat him. Like, right? I have to. So the next thing would be the finds of the week or whatever we call them.
It's the thrifting highlights.
Thrifting highlights. There we go.
I put bolos because it's easier to write in the editing. And I'm lazy. Very lazy.
So the first one, we did a thrift with us last time. If you didn't see it, you should check that out, and I'll leave a link up here. But after that thrift with us, we actually went to another store that was very local to this one and found this amazing item that I'm so excited about.
It's a shirt.
It's a shirt.
It's actually Acme clothing, and it's got this wonderful embroidered Looney Tunes cast on the back.
It's so cute.
It's a very nice, thick, heavy-duty material.
Yeah, it is.
And it's made in 1991, so it's very, very vintage.
Yeah. Now, I don't think it's going to sell for a ton of money. Some of the Warner Brother ones do well, others don't. But I love finding vintage. It makes me so excited.
She's been on a vintage kick recently, and it's made her happy.
Yeah, it's so fun.
10 out of 10. Let your wife buy vintage things because it makes her happy and brings her joy.
And then the second one is not vintage, but it's one of a kind, I guess?
We haven't been able to find anyone that has found this or has this. It's a jean jacket. It is The Simpsons. And on the back, it has Homer with I smell cupcakes. Or do I smell cupcakes? Do I ever? Yes. And it's a nice embroidered... it's almost like a carpety feeling to it on the back. And
the tag is actually the Simpsons tag, and it says Universal. Oh, no, it says 20th Century Fox on the back. Yeah. So I don't know. So I've done reverse image search. I've typed in the words that are on this. I've done everything I could think of. This is from 2016. 2016.
Yes.
So it's not vintage, but I can't find a single other one like it. So we have it priced up quite high. We actually have it at $250. Mostly because we cannot find another, and I don't think anybody else can either. And we'll see how it does, and we will keep you updated on that. Thank you to Passport and Pizza Pies for the help on this. I reached out to her because I didn't know what to do with this item, and yeah, we'll see how this does. But you also have
I also have a fluffy Eggo pillow
from Stranger Things.
From Stranger Things.
We actually featured this in our Thrift with Us as well. But yeah, this is just more of a. We saw Ginger Marvin.
Just kind of. We have to buy a waffle pillow when you see it. Like, you're obligated to buy it.
And if we don't sell it, it's still a fun thing to have in the house. Like, it's just adorable.
Yeah.
Okay, ready on to the drama?
Some of our personal drama. Yep.
Okay, personal drama. Okay, so this is the long and short of what's happened here. So we shipped an item. I think it was January 20th. It was a J. Jill linen dress. I actually took way less for it than I wanted, but I was trying to meet a goal for the day, and you know how we do. And the item never tracked. Now, it doesn't even show accepted by post office, doesn't show anything. I did at first think maybe it fell out in the car, or like, I don't know.
Well, so it was done as a pickup by our lovely postman, and we don't blame him at all because he's delightful and one of a kind and irreplaceable. But all of the other items that were in the bag tracked and have been delivered since then. It's been a long time.
And this person is actually in state.
Yeah, so they live not far away.
Right. So they reached out to us and they were like, hey, this item isn't tracking. I want a full refund. And so I looked into it and I'm like, oh, it really isn't tracking. I don't know what to do. So I was like, you know what? Let me call the post office. So we called the post office and you talked to them.
So I've got multiple answers from multiple different postal employees from our local post office. And it was, we have it in the system. It should track when it's being delivered. Don't worry, it'll get there. And then when I called back again, they're like, I'm sure it's somewhere. We didn't lose it. It's not in the system anymore.
Yeah.
So
they did tell us they were having system issues, so there could be issues there. I do know that other people have been having similar issues. But anyways, I called eBay and I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on with this package. We talked to the postal carrier. They told us that they were having system issues and that it should track eventually, but I don't know what to do because it's not tracking. So like, what do you suggest? And they told me, you should, don't worry about this. Just wait till the end of the day on the 4th. And then if it isn't tracking by then, you can call us back and we can extend this time for 10 to 15 days, depending on circumstances. So I figured, you know what, if it doesn't track by the 4th, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to refund the buyer because I'm not going to extend it out.
You're not going to play games. You're not going to draw it out.
Right. I didn't want to do that to them.
It stinks, but it's unavoidable sometimes.
Right. So anyways, on the 4th at 7 o'clock in the morning, I got a message that the buyer had escalated the case and I had gotten a defect on my account and the refund was forced. I was livid. Like, I had already talked to them. They told me to wait till the end of the day on the 4th. That's what we were doing. We were working with the postal carrier. They had opened up a, lost package thing for us. Like, we were working with them and this happened. So I called them and first thing in the morning and the guy said, yep, I can see that you called. We're going to open an appeal on your behalf because you called and you were given wrong information. So I thought, okay, it'll be all set and it'll be okay. It'll be fine. But he told me at that time that it was not going to affect my account. There would be no defect until the appeal was resolved. And as of right now, the appeal is not resolved. Just keep in mind. A few hours later, I checked and the appeal had hit my account. So I called again. They did reopen the appeal or whatever they did. We will see what happens. But as of right now, we don't know. Right now, we're marked down for this and for listening to eBay. Right, basically.
Yeah, we are penalized for doing what we were told.
So
following instructions.
Moral of the story is if something like this happens
do what you want.
Yeah, I would say just refund the buyer. Don't wait. Yeah. We thought that it was going to track eventually. This has never happened to us, and our post office
This is actually our first ever lost package.
Yeah, our post office is usually pretty good, so we really thought it would track. And most other items that have taken a long time, we had an item recently that took a month to get to the buyer. The buyer was actually quite delightful and making jokes about it the whole time. So, but it showed up eventually. It took a month, but it showed up.
And it also had tracking. It just was sitting there in perpetuity, just
but they were funny about it.
Yeah.
It was fine, so we thought something similar would happen here, but no, it didn't. But yeah, anyway, long story short, that was horrible, and we're still dealing with it because the defect is still on my account.
Defects on the account. You've had a bunch of returns. It's a whole debacle.
eBay and I are fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. We like to talk about new features as they come up, and it seems like every time we do a reseller recap, there's new features to talk about.
It's almost like they do that for us.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So nice of them. So there's one on eBay, one on Poshmark. So on eBay, there is the video feature. So you actually thought that was kind of cool.
I mean, there are a couple uses that I can think of just off the top of my head that would be helpful for having video. Not the least of which would be showing that DVDs or video games are working. So you can show like the title screen or the menu, just anything to show that it's not a broken disc.
That's actually a good idea. I was thinking you could show the extent of flaws. You know, sometimes flaws don't really show well on camera, but you can kind of like move it around, show that, you know, kind of see that. But to be honest, I'm going to be completely honest, I am a lazy reseller. The likelihood that I am going to do video is basically nil.
Oh, it's actually negative.
Yeah.
Likely. It's not happening ever.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. eBay is a great idea and good for you and all of you motivated sellers that use it, but I know I won't. I am too lazy. So, and then Poshmark has a new feature. So people have been asking for this for a long time, but basically what it allows you to do is search your own personal closet by words, by keywords.
Oh, thank God. Like that's a huge game-breaking, thank you God, quality of life change to Poshmark.
I mean, for me, the main reason this is helpful is when you have an item that is not a searchable brand. And what I mean by that is it's not in Poshmark's list of brands. So when you go to look for it, you type it in and it doesn't pop up. And then you have to like switch to dress category and then start scrolling. You don't have to do that anymore. You just have to remember one word you used in the listing and it will come up and it's life-changing. Like just...
Well, even for Anthropologie that has, 150 different brands.
That's true too.
You can actually find the one that you're looking for, not having to go scroll through all of the 100 Anthropologie items that you have.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this change. It is a minute change, however, it is going to make things way easier and it probably will make it easier to find items once they've sold on other platforms and delist them. So that is wonderful. I need that.
Yes. Next thing, they just got to fix the whole making it easy to share. Just bulk share, push a button and leave. Like that's all anyone has ever wanted.
Yeah. One day, dear.
It's never going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Okay, so for the last thing we want to talk about, something we kind of learned for the first time, but you guys might know, but wanted to
I don't think people know this because it's...
people know. It's on eBay. We're just a little slow. So this is going to be the difference between seller metrics and top-rated seller, and specifically the fact that INADs, or item not as described, do not impact your top-rated seller status, which I did not know until this week.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot of crossover. You could probably get an item not as described as something that would cross over, but there are other factors as well.
Right, so start with top-rated seller. So specifically, what impacts top-rated seller?
So top-rated seller is important to have because it gives you all different kinds of benefits.
You get preferential search results. You get a little badge on your thing. You get if you do free returns, you also get like a little notification with like a guarantee top-rated seller thing. You get discounted fees.
eBay is more likely to side with you.
Yeah,
and
you get protection with shipping. There's some great perks for top-rated seller.
So you don't want to lose it. The issues that can cause a problem are really centered around client or customer issues.
Yes.
So if you just ignore someone that wants to return an item or has an issue and you're not trying to be as helpful as you can and eBay has to step in, they're going to give you a defect and they're going to ding your account. Mm-hmm. That's the first one. The other item that you do not want to do is to lose an item. So,
or double sell it in my case.
Double sell. So if you double sell something, do not cancel it on eBay because that is a huge issue.
Yeah, if you double sell and you still have the item, let eBay win in that race. If you don't have the item anymore, try to find another way. Maybe I'm not going to give you things that are not legal for eBay, maybe, but try to do something. Because
figure something else out to make sure that the person is happy so that eBay doesn't have to get involved.
Yeah, and I'm learning that because that's a struggle for me.
Another thing that you want to do is to make sure that your packages are shipped in a timely fashion. You want to make sure that you get the scan and have the receipt, because if you don't, we found out that sometimes they don't track, and then you are hosed.
Yes, so that is what affects your top-rated seller. However, seller metrics are where you're going to find items not as described impacting you.
Yes.
So item not as described, defective items, item not received, all of that type of stuff will impact your seller metrics. And your seller metrics is basically you're evaluated against your peers, and if you are low, medium, or high against your peers, different things can happen to you. Low is great, nothing happens, you're good.
Be low, that means that you're better than average.
Yeah. Medium, still nothing seems to happen to you, but eBay is kind of being like, hey, pay attention.
I've got my eye on you.
Yeah. And high, you end up getting more fees, and it does look like they can do other things to you, but it seems like the fees is really where it's
like an extra 5% fee on top of everything, which is just insane.
Yeah, which is not great. You don't want that to happen. And unfortunately, these things do happen. The more you sell, the more this stuff happens. And the worst part about it is for both Seller Metrics and Top Rated Seller, if you are like me and you don't sell more than 400 items in 90 days, you will be evaluated over a 12-month rolling period. Rather
than the 90 days.
Yeah, so that means that you only can have a certain amount of issues within 12 months or you'll be dinged. So
stay on top of it, but don't worry. The item not as described in the return cases don't actually hurt you for losing Top Rated Seller.
Yes, so it won't impact your search rankings. From what I can see, if you have item not as described too high, it'll just cost you some money. So I don't know. What do you think about that? But did you guys know this? Did you know that item not as described wasn't a Top Rated Seller issue? Let me know in the comments below, because I sure didn't.
Yeah, it was news to me. It kind of blew my mind, and I think you talked to a few people, and they were confused and like, wait, really?
Yeah, so I don't know. It's news to me. So let us know if you guys had found that out on your own or not. But that is everything we have today. So hopefully this was a good reseller recap for you. I think it was a bit of a longer one.
Probably. Thank you for bearing with us, and thank you for watching.
Thank you guys so much.